Picture this. You're sitting in your car at 2 a.m., staring at a collection notice that just arrived in your email. Your hands are shaking, not from the cold, but from the realization that you're exactly where they want you. Desperate, dependent, defeated. But what if I told you that this moment, this rock bottom, is actually where your freedom begins? Not because you'll suddenly win the lottery or inherit money from a rich uncle, but because you're about to discover something that the financial elite have spent centuries trying to hide from you. You see, America doesn't just have 6 levels of wealth. It has 6 levels of spiritual bondage. And the ancient texts, the ones they don't teach in Sunday school, contain the exact blueprint for breaking free from every single one of them. But here's the thing that's going to shock you. The system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. 3,000 years ago, in texts that predate every modern financial institution, ancient wisdom keepers wrote down a warning. They saw this coming. The debt slavery, the wealth concentration, the spiritual poverty that would plague the richest nation in human history. And they left us the escape route. But first, you need to understand the trap. So let me take you through each level of this modern caste system and show you exactly how it operates, who benefits, and why most people never escape. Starting with the bottom, where desperation meets design. Level 1. The struggling poor, the foundation of the pyramid. Net worth, $14,000. Income, $21,000. Meet Sarah. Single mom, 2 kids, works at Walmart for $12 an hour. She hasn't seen a doctor in 3 years because she can't afford the copay. Her electricity got shut off last month. But Sarah isn't the problem. Sarah is the solution to someone else's wealth equation. You see, poverty in America isn't an accident, it's infrastructure. The struggling poor aren't just unfortunate, they're essential. Because someone has to work the jobs that keep the machine running while earning wages that keep them trapped. Every late fee Sarah pays, every overdraft charge, every payday loan with 400% interest, that's not her failing the system. That's the system working perfectly. But here's what the Book of Sirach revealed about this level. My son, deprive not the poor of his living, and make not the needy eyes to wait long. Sirach 4:1. In biblical times, the poor weren't commodities to be exploited. Gleaning laws ensured they could harvest from others' fields. Debt was forgiven every 7 years. Interest was forbidden among God's people. The ancient economic system was designed to prevent permanent poverty. The modern system is designed to ensure it. Because if everyone could easily escape poverty, who would clean the toilets? Who would stock the shelves? Who would accept jobs that barely cover rent? The struggling poor aren't just workers. They're a warning to everyone else. Don't step out of line, or this could be you. But something interesting happens to those who do exactly what they're told and climb to the next level. Level 2, the working class trap, the pressure release valve. Net worth, $71,000. Income, $44,800. This is where the system gets truly diabolical. Because level 2 feels like progress. Mike, the electrician, makes $45,000 a year. He has a modest house, a reliable truck, and enough money for a vacation once a year. Mike thinks he's won, but Mike is actually serving a different function in the wealth ecosystem. He's the pressure release valve. You see, if everyone at level 1 stayed there forever, they'd eventually revolt. History teaches us this. So, the system allows just enough people to climb to level 2 to maintain the illusion that anyone can make it. But here's the trap. Mike makes just enough to disqualify him from government assistance, but not enough to build real wealth. He's the modern embodiment of Haggai's warning. You earn wages only to put them in a bag with holes in it. Haggai 1:6. Mike works 50 hours a week building someone else's wealth. His labor creates value that gets extracted by owners, shareholders, and executives. He gets just enough to survive and consume, which keeps the economy humming. But Mike has something the level 1 people don't. Hope. Hope that if he works hard enough, saves enough, makes the right choices, he can climb higher. And that hope, that's what keeps him docile. That's what keeps him paying taxes without question. That's what keeps him believing the system is fair. The working class isn't just labor. They're the believers. They believe in the American dream just enough to keep building it for someone else. But what happens when that belief gets rewarded? When someone actually does make it to the promised land of the middle class? That's where the trap becomes a cage. Level 3. The Middle Class Mirage, the Golden Handcuffs. Net worth, $159,000. Income, $71,000. Jennifer and Tom have everything they were told to want. $350,000 house in suburbia. 2 cars, kids in good schools, retirement accounts, annual family vacations to Disney World. They're living the dream. So why does Jennifer cry herself to sleep at night? Why does Tom take antacids before every work meeting? Why do their kids prefer screens to conversations? Because level 3 is where the system reveals its true genius. It gives you everything you think you want while robbing you of everything you actually need. Connection, purpose, peace, time with family, spiritual depth. The revelation to the church at Laodicea saw this coming. You say, I am rich, I have acquired wealth and do not need a thing. But you do not realize that you are wretched, pitiful, poor, blind, and naked. Revelation 3:17. Jennifer and Tom have money, but they don't have freedom. Their house owns them through the mortgage. Their jobs own them through the lifestyle requirements. Their stuff owns them through maintenance and insurance. They've climbed the ladder and discovered it was leaning against the wrong wall. But here's the most insidious part. They can't admit it. Because admitting that the middle-class dream is a trap would mean admitting they've wasted decades of their lives chasing an illusion. So they smile at barbecues, post happy family photos on social media, and quietly resent the golden handcuffs they worked so hard to earn. The middle class serves as the system's marketing department. Their apparent success convinces everyone below them to keep climbing. Their hidden desperation is carefully concealed because it would shatter the illusion. But some people do see through it. Some do keep climbing. And what they find at level 4 is even more disturbing. Level 4, Upper Middle Class Illusion, the Hamster Wheel Upgrade. Net worth, $370,000. Income, $115,000 plus. Dr. Patricia Rodriguez makes $180,000 a year as a cardiologist. She drives a BMW, lives in a $600,000 home, sends her kids to private school, and contributes max amounts to her retirement accounts. By every external measure, she's successful. But Patricia works 70-hour weeks. She hasn't had a real vacation in 3 years. Her marriage is held together by scheduling apps and coffee conversations between surgeries. Patricia is rich, but she's not free. She's trapped in what the Book of Jubilees warned about. They will forget my commandments and walk after their own ways and after the gods of their own choosing. Jubilees 1:11. Success became her god. Status became her prison. Patricia represents the system's quality control. She's proof that even high earners can be kept in servitude, because no matter how much she makes, lifestyle inflation ensures she needs every penny. Private school tuition, country club memberships, the right neighborhood, the right car, the right clothes for medical conferences. Patricia earns 6 figures and lives paycheck to paycheck, just like Jennifer and Tom at level 3, just with bigger numbers. The upper middle class serves as the system's middle management. They execute the plans, but don't make the policies. They have influence, but not power. They're well-compensated slaves who train the next generation of slaves. But some do break through. Some do accumulate enough assets to buy their freedom. And that's where the system faces its first real threat. Level 5. The upper class. The gatekeeper elite. Net worth $3.8 million. Income $400,000 plus. This is where everything changes, because at level 5, you stop trading time for money. Your money starts working for you instead of you working for money. You own businesses that run without you, investment portfolios that generate passive income, real estate that appreciates while you sleep. You have what everyone below you desperately wants: financial freedom. But here's where the ancient warning becomes prophecy. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. Mark 10:25. Because level 5 is where people start to believe their own press releases. They think their wealth came from their brilliance, their hard work, their superior choices. They forget that Abraham was also wealthy, but he held his riches with an open hand. Abraham was very rich in livestock, in silver, and in gold. Genesis 13:2. The difference? Abraham knew his wealth came from God's blessing, not his own deserving. Level 5 people face a spiritual choice. Will they be stewards or will they be hoarders? Some choose wisely. They use their wealth to create more wealth for others. They fund ventures that benefit communities. They remember where they came from and help others climb. But others discover that wealth is addictive, that having $4 million makes you want $10 million, that having power makes you crave more power, and that appetite eventually leads them to the final level, where wealth stops being about money and starts being about control. Level 6. The ruling class. The architects of bondage. Net worth $30 million and beyond. At level 6, you don't just have money. You have influence over the system itself. You fund political campaigns. You sit on boards that make policy. You own media companies that shape narrative. You control foundations that influence education. You're not just playing the game. You're writing the rules. Some people at this level use their influence responsibly. They create jobs, fund innovation, and solve real problems. But others have discovered something intoxicating. It's easier to get rich from poverty than it is to get rich from wealth. Think about it. If you loan money to poor people at high interest rates, they'll pay you forever. If you create systems that keep the middle class in debt, they'll work their entire lives to service that debt. If you can convince entire populations that their poverty is their fault, they'll never question why the game is rigged. The Book of Enoch saw this level coming and pronounced judgment. Woe to you who acquire silver and gold in unrighteousness. You shall perish in your wealth. 1 Enoch 97:8. Because level 6 is where some people stop being human and start being systems. They lose their souls in the pursuit of control. They become the modern-day pharaohs who keep entire populations in bondage, not through physical chains, but through financial dependency. The revelation, it's not about the levels. But here's what I need you to understand. None of this is really about money. It's about spiritual warfare. Every level of this system is designed to do one thing: separate you from your divine purpose. Level 1, people are too desperate to seek God. They're focused on survival. Level 2, people are too tired to seek God. They're focused on advancement. Level 3, people are too comfortable to seek God. They think they don't need Him. Level 4, people are too busy to seek God. They're focused on maintaining status. Level 5, people think they are God. They believe their wealth proves their superiority. Level 6, people want to be God. They seek to control others' destinies. Every level is a spiritual trap designed to keep you from remembering who you really are. A child of the Most High, created for dominion, called to stewardship, destined for freedom. You've probably already figured out by now that this system isn't just broken. It's built to trap you spiritually and financially. The real trap isn't just your paycheck or your debt. It's the mental and spiritual fog that keeps you from seeing which level you're in, or how Babylon is using your life to build its system. Most people sense something's wrong, but they never stop long enough to write it down, face it, or get honest. That's why I created the Babylon Trap Journal. It's a guided digital journal that helps you reflect, decode your current level, and start confronting the beliefs that have kept you stuck. You'll get 15+ pages of writing prompts, scripture reflection, mindset rewiring, and a personal declaration space. It's not just notes on a page, it's a spiritual mirror, designed to help you wake up. So scroll down, click the link below to download the Babylon Trap Journal and take the first real step out of their system and into your calling. The escape route. But the ancient texts didn't just warn us about the trap, they gave us the escape route. And it starts with a simple recognition. This system will fall. Come out of her, my people, that you may not share in her sins or receive of her plagues. Revelation 18:4. Babylon's economy is built on debt, exploitation, and spiritual blindness. God's economy is built on abundance, generosity, and divine partnership. You don't have to play their game. You don't have to climb their ladder. You don't have to accept their definitions of success or failure. You can build wealth God's way, with integrity, with generosity, with purpose. You can use money as a tool for kingdom building instead of letting money use you as a tool for system maintenance. The choice is yours. In our next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. How to generate biblical wealth that serves God's purposes instead of Babylon's appetites. How to break free from every level of this spiritual prison system. How to build an economy that honors the Creator instead of enriching the created. But you have to make a choice right now. Are you going to keep climbing their ladder, or are you ready to build your own? The ancient wisdom is waiting. The escape route is prepared. The only question is, are you ready to take it? Stay awake, stay sharp, stay free, and remember, wealth is spiritual.